Benvenuto, dear friends of art. We are here in Venice, as you can see. We have set up our new show. It's called Ways of Hope. I will speak about that a moment later. And we want to welcome you here in La Galleria. We are very close to San Marco Square, just behind the Theatre La Fenice, 5 minutes from there. And we hope to see you within that year, within that summer, during the period of the Biennale. I chose the title Hope already last year, before knowing that the Holy Father, Papst Francesco, make the Jubilee year every 25 years. It's a Jubilee year, and he dedicated it to hope. But so we want to follow him. And in a world that is so difficult now, so full of wars, so full of destruction, we want to express our hope through the eyes of our artists and our artworks that we present here in that show. We are starting here. You see my big table. In Venice you always have these big tables. And but I'm getting up now so we can follow together the exhibition. So in the back side you see Italian, a green work of Dorothea. He's one of the Italian Zero Group artists, and I choose the green one because green is the color of hope. We have a little embossment together with it, and we have here the German Zero Group artist Günter Uecker with the dome. And you know, cathedrals, domes, churches playing an important role here in Venice. When I get up in the morning, I hear at least 5 churches' bells ringing, so I feel always protected. You know, hope is always related to protection, feeling protected. So that's why I put the dome embossment here. Beside we have a very small but beautiful work of Mario Reis. He used to be a pupil of Günter Uecker in '75 when he started to be professor at the Düsseldorf Art Academy. And it's, as you might know already, that Mario Reis always uses energies and partners from outside to create his work. He makes the natural watercolors by collecting the water in his canvas. He makes the fireworks with firecrackers, and he makes these rose paintings by using the leaf of roses, and that he puts on the surface, and it's so poetic. It's like a wonderful painting. The colors are very similar to Tizian, and I really love, I really adore this work. We will see a bigger one in the main exhibition room. So we follow our way. I take the glasses, you never know. And then, so we come to Daniel Buren. Daniel Buren is the artist who I met the first time in 1986 when he made the pavilion of the French pavilion for the Art Biennale here in Venice. And I was so impressed by his work. I was very young, I was just 26 years old, and I saw this installation where he took out in the last room of the exhibition space the plaster of the wall, and you saw these white squares to the plaster, and the open bricks, and again white squares, and the stripes. And I was so impressed and had the chance to meet him personally, and since that time we have a good friendship. And here you have a work that it's possible to have in private room, because he normally works in situ, in public space, in architectures. That's why we put him here in the Architecture Biennale exhibition. But even so, it's a work on the wall which could be placed also in front of a window. Then when the light is coming through, it's more beautiful. But also this we have placed in a distance, so it's some sort of architectonical presentation. You see the difference, and a better light would be even better, but we are in a gallery, so this is our situation. So this I come later. So now we enter the main room. We have some works of the artist Heinz Gappmeier. We have here the works actually. Günter Ueckers was just 95 years old. Fabrizio Plessi just became 85 years old. And Heinz Gappmeier, the Austrian artist, the master of visual poetry, he will become 100 years old. He would become in October. So that's why it's also included. But it's not the only reason that we want to honor our artists with her round birthdays. We also want to attach a little bit to the theme of the Biennale, which sounds interesting. One type is the intellectual. So the work is the work situation, and it's about a situation that is changing situations we always have in life, of course, and you know, it's the old Heraclite thought that all our life is changing frequently, but it's also a hope of this year that the situation will change. The situation in the world, the situation with the wars, the situation with the climate, the situation with the merciless between the people. We hope that the words of our Pope, former Pope Francesco, Papa Francesco, will enter the hearts of the politician to decide ways of hope, ways of freedom, ways of peace. We really very much related to that words he said on Easter Sunday on the piazza in Rome. So two more works of Heinz Gappmeier, Nothing, Something. This is, it seems very close together, but nothing is the extreme of not being. Something is a little bit of something. It's not all, and it's interesting the nuance to have that. It's the relation between being and not being is the interesting here in the work, and it's something that you could consider much more. The importance of the work of Heinz Gappmeier is that he always put imagination before perception. You see something, but this is limited. But what you can imagine, what you can think, what you can put into this, it's 10 times more. And this is the advantage of an art where you don't see so much. Because if you see a lot, your perception is already full, and you don't start to imagine so much. But if the perception is so low, if you don't see so much, you have to think, you have to consider, you have to feel, you have to put your own life, your own history, your own knowledge, your own feelings into that. And then a work like this can become so rich, 10 times more rich, and in a certain way it's more democratic, because you don't need to think what the artist has thought with the work. You can think what you want to think. So you're free. It's freedom. And this is a hope for the future, because only good ideas can bring us in a good future. So the square that you can see here, no, it's not a square that you can see, but it's a square you can imagine it. You got the tools to create your own square. You just have to respect the 90-degree angle. Then you take the tools and you make a square. It's a square which is missing here, because we had 3 works of Mohammed Qasim, Sound of a Triangle, Sound of a Circle, and Sound of a Square. The square is white and white. The circle is white and green. The triangle is white and blue. But it's fascinating to see the surface, which is so delicate, painted, but then there's the surface of the circle, this triangle or square, scratched with the scissor and make such beautiful relief in the surface. We come to our young artists. You know, another title of the Biennale this year, Architecture Biennale, is Collective and Artificial. And this we have here in both. This is a couple, it's a young couple. It's called Caroline Liebel and Nicolas Schmidt-Fehler. And they produce these little robots. They are called mini microcontroller. And if you watch them for a certain time, they change their lights. It's by a computer program. It's formed, let's say, and you see they are all very different. So this is more compact, and this is more mago, more thin and tall, and so it's a very nice pair together, by the way. And this young artist I showed the first time in 2015 in the exhibition Experiments. And there we took some artists which are still students together with some art historians which are still students together to create a show. And this was very interesting to see the results. But in the meantime, I speak about 10 years ago, they had many exhibitions all over the world. They just sent photos from China. There will be in Manchester shortly. And they have many artists in residence in Barcelona. And they had already, I think, at least 3 shows in Venice where they participate. And they're really on a good way with their robots. They have always some anthropomorph atmosphere, so you feel like they are two beings you feel in front of. You have sympathy, you like to touch them, you like to take them, and you like to have them at home, and we can help you for that. Here from Fabrizio Plessi, it's a very typical Venetian work. It's the floor of St. Marcus Basilica in the water, and it's moved because water is the big, water and fire are the 2 big words of Plessi. And in this beautiful combination, and it's a sculpture that can stand free, we have this mosaic moving into the water. It's also artificial, it's also nature, it's also architecture, and it's video, and it's a typical Plessi, and it's typical Venice. So a little Venice to take with you in case you want to have Venice at home. In this world which is so difficult now, we shouldn't forget the human, because this is really the most important thing that counts. This is Sebastian Dannenberg. Also he was an artist which was shown in the first experiment show with the young artists and young art historians, and he works a lot with these writings. Sometimes he showed from the back, sometimes from the front. This is could be also placed on 2 feet, standing in the space, but here we have not so much space, so I prefer to show it on the wall. But also him, he was a student in 2015, and now he's a professor for art, and he has more than 100 exhibitions in the meantime, so we are very proud that he is still with us. And I think he puts really the finger in the wound, which is the important thing to respect. We have always to respect the human, wherever and however. This is the most important, and we have to concentrate. We shouldn't forget for all these wars, buildings are destroyed, but humans are destroyed, killed. Children grown up in the war, horrible. You have to see what these children have a future. They will always remember the horrible things of the war. And we very much hope that there will be a changing situation like Gabmeyer produced. This is the Belgian artist Arne Quince. He did on the last Biennale in Venice, close to the Giardini, he did huge sculptures, also for the Dubai when there was the World Expo in Dubai, he placed several huge sculptures in the entrance of, on the way to the expo. And here I think this beautiful metal sculpture is suitable, quite suitable for Venice, because this is the water and this is the sun, and these are the two elements which are evident here in Venice, and why we Venice love so much. And I have to say, he has a wonderful feeling for forms and also for colors, because if you see how the surface is painted here with the fingers, with the brushes, with the colors, it's very poetic painted, and it's a beautiful sculpture that you, by the way, can also place outdoor in case you have not the place inside. We come back to the natural, which is also a word of this year's Biennale title. Here you see again a very, very beautiful roses work of Mario Reis. This is on canvas, the other is on paper, but you see here how delicate, how poetic, how this couldn't be painted really. It's so fine and warm and exciting, and you find some little dots in it, and so it's a really wonderful, wonderful work. So here we start with Le Robert. It's a table from 2016. It's a table, it obtains with 2 glass and plexiglass parts. And of course, her Japanese white paper, you see the signature. It's from 2017, but that's her name in Chinese character. And from Le Robert, we will come really to the theme of hope, because I can tell you some news which we have. We have not only the beautiful multiple hope for this year. You see, when you want to take hope with you, this is the most comfortable way to do it. This is another formula of hope, and this is from the exhibition Visions of Beauty we had last year. But now I tell you something which is just became official. Le Robert is going to make a wonderful installation in the St. Fantine Church next year. The St. Fantine Church is just on the front side entrance of the theater, La Fenice, here in Venice. And the exhibition is dedicated towards the light. And it was planned last summer, and it will obtain works with neon lights beside her normal painting objects, relief objects. But the title Towards the Light is very much related to hope, and which we put our exhibitions of this year under the title of hope. And so if you intend to become a pilgrim, go to Rome to cross the Holy Gate, you come across, there will be some churches on the way, and there you will find the papers of Le Robert that you can sign as a pilgrim, and then these papers will be included in the installation of St. Fantine next year for the Biennale. It's a wonderful project, so all the pilgrims who want can be included in Le Robert's installation of next year. And this year I choose the triangle. It's not only a holy sign, but it's very beautiful. It's related to the floors of Venice, pavimenti veneziani, with the gold, the white and the black. And here we have also some smaller brothers and sisters of this idea. Here is also the 23 karat gold leaf, and you have then little dots in red and white and blue and dark blue and light blue and so on. To give a structure, and you see this structure is very different. It's a triangle put on the feet. This is 6 very straight. This is concentrate to the center, so you see they're really very individual, and this is a opposite hanging to this work, and it's suitable, very much suitable. So here after the circle in gold and black and white and the square in gold and black and white, we have here a colorful work which a star in this pink color. She used to make a lot of stars in the last years, Lore Bert, and this is more or less one of her last stars in red, and it's with the green border. That's why I selected, and you know, green is the color of hope, so it's a very specific work of Lore, and I thought it's nice to have some color in between the gold, black and white. And in the back side you see here some of these wonderful plans of churches. It's Lore make a whole book about that with more than 100 works on these ground floors of churches. Here we have some Venetian ones like San Zulian and San Salvatore, but we have also German ones like Kloster Ettal or the Bamberger Dom. This is normally she did it in very big scale, but those are the deluxe editions to finance our beautiful catalog. Also in the same style, or not the same style but similar, are these beautiful small works with wax paper. Here we have the wax paper with little, so it's interesting because the back is a, let's say, a white bright paper. Then she puts the wax paper, which is also almost white but less white. Then she cuts little holes in it, these little half circles. She glues half circles in, maybe it's the same she cut out, and then she makes a gold leaf on the surface, and she glue it again here, and she adds some structures in pencil, some dots, some crosses and so on, and it becomes a beautiful, very delicate, very sensitive construction. It's from 2014, so more than 10 years old, but this was an exciting group of works, and they're really lovely to see, and they're so individual. You see, this is very different. She has cut some half circles here, she put some stars, some little gold squares, and here again it's again very different because she uses also maybe 1/3 of the place, and she adds these little golden lines to the squares cut out in the paper. I mean, just to cut out a small square in that paper is not so easy, and to glue this, but it's a beautiful atmosphere, the combination of the little crosses and little dots of pencil. So you see, these are small works, easy to take in case you come to Venice. You can take it in a little beautiful bag. And also here we have quite a lot of multiples, maybe more than in Germany, because they always find good friends here when you come. And so you see, it's a good idea to visit us in Venice, to see this wonderful exhibition, to consider the works of the artists, to have your own imagination, feeling, thoughts, and you can have catalogs with it, and you can visit us, and we are looking forward to your coming. Or on the 10th of May for the opening of the show, or during the entire Biennale until the 22 or 23 of November. I'm looking forward to see you. Thank you.